Hey Centrepoint, my name's Tom. I was in Centrepoint when I was your age, and I'm with you today to look at Psalm 131 in this series that we've been doing on the Songs of Ascent, these Psalms from Psalm 120 to Psalm 134. Hey, it'd be great if you got a sight of a Bible. Maybe if you haven't got one right around you, pause the video, go grab one, come back, so that you can follow along in Psalm 131 with me. Now, life is full of things that offer to make us content, things that offer to make us happier with how life is. I googled how to be more content in life earlier, and there were shocking, you ready for this? 8,770,000,000 search results of how I can be happier, more content in my life. Maybe imagine what your friends might say would make them more content, maybe truly content with their life. Imagine they've got a kind of a spotlight, a head torch like this, and they can shine it at the one thing in their life, whatever that might be, that will make them content. What would they shine it at? Maybe getting top grades in an exam, maybe getting that place at that sixth form, maybe breaking into the first team for the sport they love, making it to nationals, getting the next grade in the musical instrument, getting a really hot girlfriend or a boyfriend. Hey, those aren't necessarily bad things, but I don't know, are they going to make you truly content? What do you think it would take for you to be truly content? For you to have a life that you can look at and say, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. What are you going to shine your spotlight of what you're hoping will make you content at? Now our psalm this week, Psalm 131, if you're struggling to find it, it's just after Psalm 130 and just before Psalm 132. This psalm is a king, the king saying to us, I'm not a king, the king saying to me and you, hey, come and see what a content life is really like. We're going to have a peek into the king's life and see what it's like to really be content. It's like one of those videos, maybe you've seen them on YouTube, you get a little tour of some famous person's house, or one of those what's in my bag videos that kind of vloggers and sports people do, so you can see what they carry around with them. Funnily enough, I actually have a bag with me. My bag is a Tesco bag. I think it was from the 2017 season. Let's have a look what I'm carrying around with me at the moment. Water bottle, because I'm on a break from uni, but hydration never takes a break. Lip balm, because having dry lips is the absolute worst. My wallet, just in case I need to buy anything. Headphones for those moments where you're just kind of waiting or walking somewhere, you want to listen to a good podcast or some music. And obviously my mask, because I don't want to be giving anyone coronavirus. So that's what's in my bag. Maybe you got a little glimpse into my life there. Perhaps not much, but you get the idea. And this psalm is King Jesus through King David, but King Jesus saying, hey, come and see what my perfectly content life is like and how it's available to you. And my prayer is today that we'll see that true contentment is found through hoping in Jesus. That true contentment is found through hoping in Jesus. Okay, let's have a read of Psalm 131. My heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. But I've calmed and quieted myself. I'm like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. Israel, put your hope in the Lord, both now and forevermore. So what is this content life that the King's calling us to come and look at like? Let's have a look down. In verse 1, the first thing that King Jesus shows us about his perfectly content life as he prays to the Father is that it's humble. It's not focused in, but it's focused out. My heart is not proud. I'm not pushing myself up, trying to climb above where I am. My eyes are not haughty. Haughty is kind of similar word to proud. This just means I don't look down on other people. So I don't push myself up. I'm not looking down on other people. I've got the right view of how big I am, if you like, of what my place is. I don't concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. I'm not going after things that are beyond my understanding. You see, that the content Christian is humble. The picture isn't of someone who's kind of climbed to the top of the stairs of achievement and stands there and surveys where they've been and what they've done and who they know. Not someone who's really ambitious or has got all these big goals and kind of things they've ticked off in their life. No, the content Christian is someone who's not focused on themselves, but focused on the Lord, where He's put them and what He's given them to do. See, there are so many ways that this world offers to make us content, happy with where we are in our lives, things that we shine our spotlight of hoping for contentment on, but all of them are stairs, kind of not going up to contentment, stairs not going up to being happy with our lives, but stairs to nowhere. Can you imagine a set of stairs that leads nowhere, where you can never get to the top? You kind of keep climbing them, and endlessly on and on, and never get anywhere. Well, that's what it's like when we hope for contentment in anything but Jesus, whether that's relationships, sport, grades, even trying to be a really good Christian, trying to understand everything about God. When we shine our spotlight in what we're hoping in will make us content on those things, well, they're just staircases to nowhere. We're never going to get anywhere. And I guess most of you would say to me, yeah, Tom, you're right. Like I'm not really content. Hey, maybe you can even think of ways that you've been like hoping to find true contentment and you've been let down. Well, the good news in this psalm is that true contentment can be found in hoping in Jesus, in enjoying Him and enjoying all the good things that He's got to offer us. Okay, let's look at verse 2. Keep going and seeing the other things that King Jesus says about the content life of the Christian. Verse 2, there's two pictures, and they show us a kind of similar thing about this life. So first, but I have calmed and quieted myself. Okay, so this is a picture of, maybe you can imagine yourself as a big kind of lake, a lake that, wow, there's like a big waves crashing and rain pouring down and wind rushing. Maybe you've even been in a boat one time where the weather around you was like that. Here it's like the busyness of living life and doing study and going to my weekend job, playing sport, my musical instrument, trying to live for Jesus and do church stuff and read the Bible with people, and all of these things, they've worked me up into this massive storm until, be still, I've calmed myself. I have calmed and quieted myself. The wind and the rain has stopped, and inside I'm just this picturesque, calm lake with the sun setting above and a perfect reflection of the sunset on the surface of the water. We'll come back to why it's this way round, that it's not all the things that I do in my life that make me content, but it's the calm and quietness that are contentment. Well, we'll think about why it's that way around after we've thought about the other image in verse 2. But it's worth noting here that the king isn't saying don't do anything. He doesn't say stop, or he's not stopped, but he's calm. He's saying that when we shine our spotlight of contentment on Jesus, we can do all the things that we do in a calmer and more content way. Maybe you don't feel very at peace in life. Maybe you don't feel very content. Maybe you do now, but maybe one day you won't. The great news in this psalm is that when we hope in Jesus, we can have this peace and contentment through knowing Him and hoping in Him. Let's look at the other picture in verse 2. It's pretty similar. It says, I'm like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I'm content. Now you see, a weaned child is one who doesn't feed on her mother's milk anymore, but on other food. So her relationship with her mother has changed because her mother isn't just kind of where she gets food anymore, but it's someone who looks after her and who cares for her. So the weaned child with her mother doesn't just want her mother so she can get fed, she wants her just to be with her. She's just, maybe you've seen a toddler just sat on her mum's lap, enjoying being with her. That's this picture. The content life is like a child on its mother's lap, enjoying her company. And King Jesus is showing us here that the content Christian doesn't find their contentment in thrashing around trying to get stuff done. A bit like, how we might stir up the lake of us, but instead finds their contentment in just getting to enjoy our relationship with our great God. Now, this might be a strong word to you because it means you're never going to find contentment in all the things that you do. Not only in sports or relationships or work or all those things that our friends might be looking to find contentment in, but contentment also isn't found in frantically being busy serving Jesus. Maybe you remember a story a bit like this in Luke's Gospel of Martha and Mary. Jesus goes to their house to visit them, and Martha, she's really busy. She's trying to get everything done, the food cooked and the house clean, making sure everything's perfect for Jesus. She's really busy serving him, and everything just has to be right. But Mary is just there. She's sat at Jesus' feet, listening to him talk and enjoying the company of her friend. And I think sometimes we're like that. We try and get all this stuff done, trying to achieve things and do stuff, whether that's for Jesus or maybe not. We're not doing it for Jesus. But actually, we're just called to come and enjoy our relationship with him. Just to come and enjoy sitting with him in his presence. Now, hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying you shouldn't offer your whole life to Jesus in service of him. I think that is the best possible thing you can do with your life. I am saying that if you try and find contentment in doing things for Jesus, you won't find contentment. True contentment is found in enjoying our God, Father, Son, Spirit, and the relationship we get given with him, and our service of him will flow out of enjoying that relationship. So verse 2, the picture of the content Christian is calmly and quietly going about what they do, enjoying their relationship with God. And I just want us to take a couple of minutes to think about why it's this way round. Why is it that true contentment is found by hoping in Jesus, shining our spotlight of contentment at Jesus, and not in the things that I do, even if they're in service of him? And this is actually right at the heart of the good news about Jesus. We find true contentment by hoping in Jesus and not anything else, because Jesus is all about grace and giving us stuff freely, and not about us working to earn anything. Because the relationship that we have with Jesus, if you've trusted in him, is not bought by us, but freely given by him. You see, the humble, calm contentment of the content Christian, that childlike happiness to just enjoy God for who he is every day, comes not because the content Christian is lazy or detached or deluded, but because he knows that everything that needs to be done has been done by Jesus already. Jesus has done everything that could need to be done, and he's in charge of everything that needs to get done today. He's in control, and I'm not. And so Jesus didn't die bearing the punishment for our sin, for us to proudly and frantically try and do loads of stuff. He did it so that we can enjoy a relationship with him. And so that means when I'm going about my life, I can do it with humility and calmness, enjoying my relationship with Jesus, because he's already done everything that needs to be done. And I just get to be content with how my life is now, because I get to know Jesus, and nothing could be better than that. And so here's what Jesus finishes off saying, verse 3, Israel, put your hope in the Lord, both now and forevermore. If you were around last week, you might remember that Psalm 130 said something very similar to this. Have a listen. Psalm 130, verses 7 and 8. Israel, put your hope in the Lord. That's the same. With the Lord is unfailing love, and with him is full redemption. If verses 1 and 2 were King Jesus saying, hey, come and look at the life of the content Christian, then verse 3 is him putting his arm around your shoulder as you watch verses 1 and 2 play out and saying, hey, if you want that, put your hope in me. Stop trying to find contentment in all these other things. Stop taking your spotlight of contentment and shining it at other things and shine it at me. Jesus is saying to you, I unfailingly love you. I fully redeemed you into a relationship with me. Come and find true contentment in me. Do you remember I asked you right back at the beginning what it would take for you to be content? Well, the Bible gives us the answer. It's hoping in Jesus. Only hoping in Jesus will bring us true contentment. Enjoying our relationship with him and everything he gives us now and forevermore. Not just today, but for eternity. Enjoying that relationship with him is where we can find true contentment in our lives. See, the journey to true contentment won't be complete until Jesus returns. We can make a great start this side of glory. And this psalm is here to encourage us that it's possible. Even in the ups and downs of life, the hard things that go on, if you know Jesus, that's the best thing that could possibly happen to you. What might it look like for us to be growing towards being the truly content Christian, maybe moving towards being able to pray this psalm for ourselves? Because I read this and I think, oh man, like I'm proud, like, and I frantically try to get stuff done, and sometimes I look for contentment in other things. Well, what might it look like for us to be growing in this and learning how to do this better? I've got two things. The first one is correcting ourselves when we're proud or frantically trying to do stuff. So maybe you catch yourself thinking, oh yeah, I did a great job of that, well done me, like that was pretty awesome. Hey, maybe you really did do a great job. But remind yourself, no, I'm never going to find contentment by trying to do stuff really well, but only by focusing on Jesus and seeing how amazing he is. Maybe you catch yourself really busy, like getting lots of stuff done and hoping that that'll make you content. Remember, it's only by enjoying our relationship with Jesus that we'll really find contentment. And a great way to do that might be by memorising this psalm and saying it to yourself in those moments. This is the third shortest chapter in the Bible, so if you've ever thought about memorising something, it's a great place to start. Second thing, take time to enjoy your relationship with God. He's given us his word where we get to know him more and more, and the Bible is an endless treasure of getting to know Jesus. And in prayer as well, we get to speak to him, we get to know him, and we get to tell him how we feel. And with friends who know and love Jesus as well, who can point us to getting to know him better. So take time to enjoy your relationship with him and notice all the good things he gives you. Just being grateful for the small things each and every day. So this week, as you go about your life, take your spotlight of what you're hoping will make you content and shine it firmly on Jesus. Why don't I pray? King Jesus, we praise you that the Christian life isn't proud and frantic, but humble and calmly content. I pray that this week your Spirit would help us to look for our contentment in you, to enjoy our relationship with you. In your mighty name, amen.